Let me ask you something. How many years have you already given away to fear, excuses, and waiting for the right time? You said next year would be different, and then next year came and nothing changed. But hear me now, 2026 is not a rehearsal. You don't get a practice run at your life. The clock is moving whether you move or not. And if you don't take control of your time, something else will. This is the year you stop surviving and start becoming. Let me keep it real with you. The most expensive thing in your life isn't your car, your house, or what's in your bank account. It's your time. And most people are out here spending it like it's pocket change. They give it away to nonsense, to distractions, to people who don't pour anything back into them. They waste hours scrolling, talking about what they could do, what they should do, what they'll do one day. But here's the truth. You don't get refunds on time. Once it's gone, it's gone. Every morning you wake up, the clock starts charging you. Whether you show up or not, whether you hustle or hit snooze, time keeps moving. And it doesn't care how talented you are, how smart you are, or how big your dreams sound. Time responds to action. You can't say you want a better life and keep running the same plays every day. That's not growth. That's repetition. And repetition without intention is how people wake up 10 years later wondering where their life went. See, the problem isn't that you don't have enough time. The problem is you let your time get hijacked by comfort, by fear, by other people's opinions, by habits that feel good in the moment but cost you in the long run. You binge things that don't build you, you hang around energy that drains you, and then you wonder why you feel stuck. You're not stuck, you're distracted. You make time for what matters to you. Always have, always will. So if your goals keep getting pushed back, it's not because life's unfair. It's because something else is getting your attention. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a necessary one. Because once you own that, you take your power back. You don't need motivation speeches every day. You need discipline. You need to move like your time actually means something. Protect it. Use it. Invest it. Because every minute you waste is a minute you're handing away your future. And let me say this. The life you're living right now, it's a receipt. It's proof of how you've been spending your time. If you don't like what you see, change how you spend your days. Small moves, done consistently, change everything. The clock is ticking, and 2026 isn't waiting on anyone. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Comfort is dangerous. It doesn't come at you loud. It doesn't look like failure, and it doesn't feel like a problem. Comfort feels good. It feels safe. It feels familiar. And that's exactly why it can quietly steal everything you're capable of becoming. You get settled. You get used to the routine. You stop pushing because nothing's technically wrong. But nothing changing doesn't mean everything's right. Comfort has a way of convincing you that average is enough, that staying where you are is fine, that tomorrow will always be there waiting. So you chill. You delay. You tell yourself you'll go harder next year, next month, next Monday. Meanwhile, your potential is sitting there untouched, getting dusty, wondering when you're finally going to stop playing small. See, growth doesn't happen when you're cozy. It happens when you're uncomfortable, when your back's against the wall, when you have to figure it out. Every level up in life comes with a little fear, a little pressure, a little risk. And if you avoid that feeling, you avoid progress. You can't want a different life but refuse to do different things. That math doesn't add up. A lot of people stay stuck not because they can't do better, but because they don't want to be uncomfortable. They stay in jobs they hate because the check is steady. They stay around people who don't inspire them because it's familiar. They keep habits that don't serve them because change feels scary. Comfort keeps you busy enough to feel productive, but not bold enough to actually move forward. And here's the wild part. Comfort will never tell you you're wasting your life. It'll tell you you're being realistic. It'll tell you you're being safe. It'll tell you not to rock the boat. But deep down, you know when you're settling, you feel it. That quiet frustration. That voice in your head saying, there's more in you. That's not ambition. That's truth knocking. If you want 2026 to be different, comfort has to stop being the goal. Growth has to be the goal. Progress has to be the goal. You've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, taking risks, saying no to things that don't align, walking away from situations that keep you small, betting on yourself even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Because comfort will keep you alive, but it won't make you proud. It'll keep you breathing, but it won't make you fulfilled. And one day, if you're not careful, you'll wake up and realize you traded your potential for convenience. Don't let comfort rob you of the life you were built for. Let's clear something up real quick. Motivation is cool, but it's unreliable. Motivation is like that friend who hypes you up when everything feels good and disappears the moment things get tough. Discipline. Discipline shows up no matter how you feel. And if you're serious about not wasting your life in 2026, you're going to have to stop waiting to feel ready and start moving like the work has to get done either way. Most people wait on the mood. They wait to feel inspired, wait to feel confident, wait to feel in the zone. And while they're waiting, life is passing them by. The truth is, nobody who's winning is motivated all the time. They're disciplined. They move even when they're tired. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They do the work on days when quitting sounds real tempting. Discipline is doing what needs to be done when nobody's watching. No applause, no likes, no validation. Just you and your commitment. And that's where most people fall off. Because discipline isn't flashy. It's boring sometimes. It's repetitive. It's waking up early when the bed feels amazing. It's saying no when your friends are out having fun. It's choosing progress over comfort, again and again. And here's the thing. Discipline doesn't limit your freedom. It creates it. People think discipline is punishment, but it's actually power. When you build discipline, you stop being controlled by your feelings, your habits, and your excuses. You stop negotiating with yourself every day. You stop asking, should I? And start saying, I'm doing it. That's how momentum is built. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what gets you results. Motivation gets you in the gym once. Discipline keeps you there when the soreness hits. Motivation makes you talk about your goals. Discipline makes you shut up and work. And the more disciplined you become, the more confident you get because you trust yourself to follow through. If you want to change your life, don't chase motivation. Build systems, build routines, build standards. Decide who you are and move like it, whether you feel like it or not. Because the life you want is on the other side of consistent, disciplined action. 2026 belongs to the disciplined. Let me break this down for you. Your environment is either lifting you up or dragging you down. There is no in between. The people you hang with, the stuff you listen to, what you watch, what you tolerate, how you spend your time, all of it is shaping who you're becoming. You might not notice it day to day, but over time, it adds up. And if you're not intentional about your environment, it will decide your future for you. You can have all the goals in the world, but if you keep surrounding yourself with low energy, negative talk, and people who are comfortable staying stuck, it's going to rub off on you. That's just real. Energy is contagious. Mindsets spread. You start picking up the habits, the language, the excuses of the people around you without even realizing it. Then one day, you look up and wonder why you've lost your drive. You didn't lose it. Your environment slowly drained it. And it's not just people. It's what you feed your mind every day. If all you consume is drama, negativity, and shortcuts, that's what your brain starts normalizing. You can't expect to level up while constantly taking in stuff that keeps you distracted and unfocused. You can't build a strong future on weak inputs. What you allow into your mind eventually shows up in your actions. Sometimes growth requires uncomfortable decisions. It requires distance. It requires saying no to certain hangouts, certain conversations, certain situations. Not because you think you're better than anyone, but because you're serious about becoming better. And people might not understand that. They might call you different. They might say you changed. Let them. Growth will always look strange to people who are comfortable staying the same. You've got to ask yourself some real questions. Are the people around me pushing me forward or holding me back? Does my environment challenge me or keep me lazy? Am I inspired when I walk into a room, or do I feel drained? Because if you're always the most driven person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. If you want 2026 to be different, you can't keep moving in the same circles. New levels require new standards, new habits, new influences. You don't have to cut everyone off, but you do have to protect your vision. Guard your energy. Choose environments that match where you're trying to go, not where you've been. Because the right environment doesn't just support your growth, it accelerates it. Choose wisely. Let's talk about fear, because fear has been running the playbook for way too many people. Fear of failing, fear of looking stupid, fear of being judged, fear of starting over. And the crazy part is, most of the losses in your life didn't come from trying and failing. They came from never trying at all, from staying on the sidelines, watching other people go for it, telling yourself you'll make a move when the time is right. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Fear doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you stuck. It convinces you that doing nothing is smarter than taking a risk. But doing nothing is still a decision, and it's one that costs you opportunities, growth, and confidence. Every time you let fear talk you out of a move, it gets louder. Every time you listen to it, it gets stronger. Before you know it, fear is running your life, and you're calling it being cautious. And let me be clear, failure isn't the enemy. Regret is. Failure teaches you something. It sharpens you. It shows you what works and what doesn't. Regret just sits there, heavy, reminding you of chances you didn't take. Nobody looks back on their life wishing they played it safer. They wish they took more shots. They wish they trusted themselves sooner. You don't build confidence by waiting. You build it by moving. Confidence comes after action, not before it. The first step always feels shaky. That's normal. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward even when fear is loud. And the more you step into what scares you, the quieter that fear becomes. A lot of people say they want success, but they don't want the risk that comes with it. They want the reward without the uncertainty. That's not how it works. Every level up requires a leap. You're going to mess up sometimes. You're going to fall short. You're going to have moments where you question yourself. That's part of the deal. But those moments don't define you. How you respond to them does. If you want 2026 to matter, you've got to stop letting fear make your decisions. Take the shot. Make the call. Start the thing. Speak up. Bet on yourself. Because the only guaranteed failure is never trying. Fear has already taken enough from you. Don't give it another year. Let me leave you with this, because this is where everything comes together. Legacy, not fame, not money, not applause. Legacy. What you stand for, how you show up, what people feel when your name comes up in a room. Because at the end of the day, success isn't just about what you get, it's about what you give and who you become in the process. Too many people live like time is unlimited, like they've got forever to get serious, forever to fix things, forever to step into who they're supposed to be. But time is the one thing you don't get back. Every year you coast, every year you procrastinate, every year you play it safe. That's a year gone. And 2026 doesn't need to be another chapter of almost. It needs to be the year you move with purpose. Ask yourself some real questions. Are you living in a way that would make your future self proud? Are your daily actions lining up with the life you say you want? Or are you just staying busy, staying distracted, staying comfortable? Because being busy isn't the same as being intentional. Motion isn't the same as progress. Legacy is built in the small choices. How you treat people when nobody's watching. Whether you show integrity when it would be easier to cut corners. Whether you keep your word to yourself. That stuff matters. That's the foundation. And when you live with purpose, your decisions get clearer. You stop wasting time on things that don't move the needle. You stop chasing validation and start chasing impact. This isn't about perfection. You're going to mess up. You're going to have off days. That's human. But intention keeps you grounded. Purpose pulls you back on track. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, quitting doesn't come easy. Excuses don't sound convincing anymore. You don't need to be famous to leave a legacy. You don't need a spotlight. You need consistency, character, commitment. You need to show up every day trying to be better than you were yesterday. That's how respect is earned. That's how influence is built. That's how a life starts to mean something. 2026 is a blank page. What you write on it is up to you. Make it count.